to heart, soul to soul. Let's speak our minds and make it plain. I'm here for you, you're here for me. Together let's stand. It's heart to heart.
Welcome to Heart Chat Show. My name is Lady Ajua. Thank you so much for tuning in. As all you always know, Heart Chat Show brings you social issues, trending issues, health and well-being, relationships and marriages. I mean, all things convo. So today we are here to bring you an exciting but educative conversation. Here with me is Dr. Egan. Now I want to talk about sexual dysfunction. Apparently, 1 in 10 men suffer from sexual dysfunction. However, 10%, only 10% of that fraction, seek help. So today we want to dissect and go into, what sexual dysfunction is and how Dr. Egan can break it down and help us understand it and help us with, I'm going to ask him some questions, some deep questions, so that he can actually give us certain answers for it. Okay. Dr. Egan, can you introduce yourself, what you do, who you are, and then we can kickstart.
All right. Thank you for having me on your program.
You're welcome.
Adra, as always. I'm Dr. Richard Egan, and I'm an integrative medical practitioner or integrative physician, as you can call it. I'm also someone who has studied, vast majority of specialties. So one of those is functional medicine, medical nutrition, also psychotherapy, and homotoxicology.
Oh, wow.
Bioregulatory medicine. And currently, I'm doing a specialist program in public health and epidemiology. Right. So that's my background.
That seems a lot for one person.
For one person, yes.
But well done. And thank you always for coming on to the show. Thanks once again. Now, Dr. Egan, what is sexual dysfunction?
Okay. Sexual dysfunction in men, if you're relating to that.
Yes, I think we want to talk about both men and women.
You did?
Yes.
Or you didn't?
We will.
All right. So on the part of the man is actually when a man is actually having the difficulty to engage in sexual intercourse. Okay. So we say that the man is actually having a dysfunction. Right. So sexual dysfunction is just the umbrella word that encompasses, it covers almost everything about sexual dysfunction in a man. So yes, your inability or having difficulty to engage in sexual intercourse is actually the brief definition for sexual dysfunction in men. Right. Now, like you said, the statistics, varies in different ways, but we know that even if you should say that 1 out of 10 men do have this problem, of course you've been very economical. You are being nice to our brothers.
Oh, bless.
Because I think it is more than that.
Oh, really?
Yes, and it's becoming even worse. And you can understand it when I try to describe it, giving you some few pointers here and there for you to understand what this whole thing is about. Because many people do have sexual dysfunction. Many, like I said, the economics, the statistics is just more terrible than most people think it is.
Wow.
Yeah, and like you said, you're right to say that only about 10% of men will go out there to seek help or to seek answers for what they are actually going through. About 10%, you are right about that. And why is the case? Why is that the case is what we are all wondering about. But so sexual dysfunction, I go back to the topic, is actually what I said before. You do not have the ability to just to or engage in sexual function or intercourse. Now, before we can understand this properly, let us just take these things, one by one. What actually constitutes a sexual dysfunction?
Yes.
Now, many men do have problems like they want to have the sex.
Yeah.
They really, really want to have it. But there is no drive. You see,
Yeah.
something we call libido.
Yes.
These guys they really want to do it. But the drive is not there. Something is hampering or affecting the sexual drive. That's number one. There are people that actually fall under that category. So they have libido problems.
Okay.
We also have people who have erection problems.
Okay.
So somebody doesn't actually some men don't even get erection at all.
Right.
An erection is also another important thing because, of course, you have to have an erection before you can get into the the female,
acts of,
the act of, or into the organ of the female. But it's just one of those things that come under that umbrella where this sexual dysfunction. And then we also have people who have ejaculatory problems. Ejaculatory, that means that they do function all right, they can do it all right, but they do not actually ejaculate. One, there's something called anejaculation, anejaculation, or anejaculatory problems. So they don't get it at all. And some do get it, but we call something retrograde ejaculation. And retrograde ejaculation simply means the ejaculation actually goes in, so it passes into the bladder. So it doesn't come through all the channels that brings the sperm out for normal, natural discharge. So these are things that people are going through, and it all comes down to under the same umbrella word. And then there are some people who also have they don't have the ability to actually have orgasm.
Right.
So these are the things that this is the way we actually describe sexual dysfunction.
Right. That is interesting. We will come to, I think we will do another topic and talk about orgasm. I know you're speaking about men at the moment, but then especially when you mentioned orgasm, and I said we'll do orgasm at some point because that will be a whole topic on its own. But then orgasm affects women as well. So sexual dysfunction, does it affect women?
Oh, it does. It does actually affect women because, you see, another aspect of a sexual dysfunction is actually not just even the act itself, but it's about also being able to go through all the processes. We have something called sexual function cycles.
Yes.
So if somebody is unable even to go through all the stages, and I'll mention some of those things, but I have some few notes here.
Okay.
So if somebody is listening, we want you to understand that if you can go through all these stages without any interruptions or any difficulty,
Yes.
then you've passed the test of sexual function.
Oh, wow.
Whether a man or a woman.
Okay.
You have to go through this.
Please go on.
So let me give you, people can just pick up pens and papers.
Get your pens ready and your
Yes,
papers.
yeah, we just want to give just a few of these things before I'll continue the discussion.
Okay.
First of all, we are talking about desire, and I mentioned this when I was actually doing the introduction. I mentioned desire in the form of libido.
Yes.
So you have to have the desire first, and then the next thing you have to be able to achieve is the excitement. You have to be excited about what you are coming to do.
Yes.
Of course, we meet in a room and, we have to be excited about what we are coming to do. So it's not just about somebody being afraid, feeling too bad within because they know they are inadequate. They don't have what it takes to perform and make somebody feel good. So the excitement is there, not there with some people. But if you can achieve the excitement, the desired excitement, and then get to where we say the plateau. The plateau level is a point where the excitement gets to a point. And then there's a lot of muscle tensions within the system, your body and the reproductive system. And then that time, your body is getting prepared to reach its climax, the
Yeah.
activity, you know. So first the desire, the second the excitement, and then you get in. Of course, you engage,
Right.
you know, sexually. Whatever happens, and then you get to what I'm talking about, the plateau,
Yeah.
where there's a lot of activity, excitement, you know, a whole lot of things going on,
Yeah.
and biologically and physiologically, things are happening inside as well. In actual fact, it is actually, at this point, I'll just explain a point before I go further.
Okay.
You see, it is not just about seeing someone and feeling that, oh, I'm a macho man, I'm a this and that. It doesn't come to muscle
No.
size. It doesn't come to anything. It comes down to the physiological activities
Inside of your body.
inside of your body, the biological activity. So then what we are talking about here is you saw it. You see, you
Yes.
saw it with the eyes, because we are using the senses now. So you saw it, you like it, you want to do it.
Yes.
It comes to that.
Okay.
So if you want to do that, then of course you have actually achieved the first part of the cycle, which is a desire. And that moves you to excitement. And then there's a lot of biological activity still going on. At this point, your heart starts beating.
Right.
And the heart has to be functioning very well even before sexual function can go on.
Wow.
Because you need blood flow. You need blood, the heart to pump more blood into all those sectors where, you know, excitement and sexual activity and the penis itself needs blood flow
Right.
to give what we call the erection
Okay.
or the intumescence.
Oh, wow.
In other,
Okay.
you know, in other words. So all these things have to happen. Now ask yourself, being a man, that is my heart actually functioning very well? Because my heart must function well to be able to achieve some of these things that are, we call the sexual function cycles.
So does that mean that if you have a bit of a heart problem, it can actually affect
It can
your
actually have some to some degree
on your erection or
yeah, to some degree,
Okay.
yes. So the brain, as I said, the brain must be functioning well
Yes.
and has to communicate. You see, there's a lot of communication signals, communications going on inside.
Yeah.
You see, I pity most of our brothers who actually think that sexual dysfunction is a simple problem, and therefore it's something you can just go out there and say, let me just purchase some medicine, take it, and just get it going. Of course, erection will come to that.
Yeah.
Erection, you can get it from taking certain things. But how about the drive? Can you take anything to give you the drive? It's not simple.
that was one of the questions that I wanted to ask, though.
Okay.
Won't things like aphrodisiac and you know, all some of these medicines that
Yeah.
people take, what are their names? I've got blank. What's the medicine that
Well,
they take?
they have many. They have many on the market. You know, even in the African communities, especially in Ghana, I know that they have a lot of alcoholic beverages.
Oh, the
that
traditional
have
ones,
the traditional ones that they
with
claim
herbs
they've,
and
they've
all of
added
that.
some herbs in there, and then there are some medications, you know, that are purchased from different
The
places,
shops and stuff
from
like
the shops
that.
and so on and so forth, which we don't
Do
want to
they
mention.
actually work?
Yes, you see, work. Do they actually work? Is a very good question, because it brings us back to the question of function cycles.
Yeah.
Does it actually help you to be able to accomplish within that particular session? Are you able to accomplish desire, excitement, plateau, orgasm, and ejaculation?
Yeah.
So if you are able to actually achieve all these things, then we say that, of course, it worked.
Right.
But if this thing is only able to help you to actually fulfill only one aspect, it helps you to fulfill only one aspect of actually what we are talking about here, then of course you have not actually fully entertained yourself, enjoyed yourself, and actually gain what you are supposed to gain in sex. Of course, the
Right.
goal of sexual function is all about enjoyment.
Yeah.
And enjoyment not on one side, but on both sides.
So earlier on in the conversation, you mentioned ejaculation. Now, is ejaculation the same as orgasm? You know, because I think sometimes it gets a bit confusing. When the sperms come out, does that mean that you've orgasmed, or is that just ejaculation? I mean, what is the difference?
Okay, that's fine. And even sometimes it becomes even more complicated than what you are saying, because some men even think that, oh, I ejaculated so hard. You see, I ejaculated. So the ejaculation, some men even think it is just erection. So some can't not even tell the difference between erection and ejaculation. So it's a very good question.
Right.
We need to understand. Like I mentioned earlier on, I'll take us back to the function cycles again. But this is the only thing you need to be able to fulfill when you really, really want to have a satisfactory sexual, intercourse.
Yeah.
We go to the desire. Did you have the desire? Was it there? Did you have the drive, the libido? And then we go to the excitement. The excitement, all these things, if you have excitement and the desire, of course, if you don't have impotency or erectile dysfunction, which is also under the same umbrella of sexual dysfunction, then of course you may have erection. But if you have erectile dysfunction, you may have the drive, you may have the excitement, but the erection will give you away. That's number one. So if you, all things being equal, you have the desire, the excitement, and then the erection. The erection that can take you to a reasonable period of time in sexual activity. And then, of course, you will have to fulfill the plateau. The plateau level prepares you for orgasm. Orgasm is the feeling. It's just a feeling. You understand me?
It's so that feeling that goes through your body.
And that time, there is a lot of physiology.
You
see things happening biologically inside you.
That
is actually telling the body, come on, you are getting there. You are getting there. And the excitement even increases at that point. Mentally and physically. So at that point, the body is being told that get ready. Get ready, because you are reaching the final part of this game. So the orgasm have to come before the ejaculation, or sometimes by the time the orgasm arrives, the ejaculation follows. The ejaculation is actually the discharge of the sperm or whatever you call it. Okay, so that is the point. When you bring it out, discharge, is actually the actual act of ejaculation. But the orgasm is where you feel that you must discharge. You are ready for it. The excitement is too much.
So ejaculation just precedes.
Yes.
The orgasm.
Yes.
Amazing.
But sometimes, the wonders about these things is, sometimes they can even come together. The moment it reaches the orgasm, then the flow comes. And we have to differentiate, because men have this in a different way, as women have theirs in another way. Because a woman, most women don't actually climax.
That's the thing,
The orgasm is more or less another word for climax. So most women don't just climax, because either the man actually came early, that is ejaculated earlier, and enjoyed himself and got away. Just got up and said, well, I'm done. And then the woman, they didn't really
as they usually do.
Unfortunately, it's all about education. What we are doing here is just to tell someone that if you think that sexual function is only about erection and getting some about 2 seconds or 5 seconds, 5 minutes, 2 minutes erection and then discharging, ejaculating. That is all it is about to make you a man. I'm sorry, that is not how it was actually programmed to be. Naturally, you have to go through these stages that I've mentioned. You go through all these stages, but you have to have your erection. The erection has to take you somewhere. The erection has to actually take you up to about... People worry about these things, and I explained this point. You see, most women expect more. That is the problem. That's the tragedy. That's something that most men...
Is it a tragedy, though?
Well, they worry about this a lot. Women don't realize that men worry a lot. Especially if you meet a woman that can match your volume. If you meet a woman that knows what is what about sexual function.
Yes.
And you know very well that you are inadequate. You cannot actually match to her expectation.
Okay.
Of course, it is a big issue.
Yes.
That's where anxiety plays its role.
Yes.
Because the guy going in there would say, well, my woman, she knows it. She can really take as much. So why am I, you will fear a little bit.
Yeah.
And this is the problem. So most men who know that a woman can take up to about 10 or 15 minutes and she's capable of, staying long, they have a problem. They they find it difficult. And I explain this point to all men who are watching this program. It's not as difficult as you think it is.
Okay.
First, you need to get your erection, as I said. Erection is all we need anyway, no matter what. You need your erection. Maintain it. First, be able to achieve it.
You see, that is the other thing. Because some people will just have the erection. However, they're not able to maintain it.
That's the point. So you need to achieve it. So if you don't have such erectile dysfunction, of course, you should be able to achieve erection, and you should be able to maintain it for over a certain period of time to be able to thrust and push and do whatever it is you're supposed to do in the intercourse.
Yeah.
Satisfy yourself, I mentioned that again, and then satisfy your partner. That is very important. Every man should listen to this carefully. You need to satisfy yourself and satisfy her or your partner. You need to also ask her, so that's where communication comes in.
Yes.
Ask her after the program, put it that way, that are you all right?
Yeah.
Did I do well? What do I have to do next time?
Okay.
You think, this conversation has to go on. We shouldn't feel shy.
It is helpful when we have such conversation. Because it makes you realize, maybe what you did that you thought you were doing really well, but then the other party thinks maybe you were a bit rubbish at this, so maybe work on that and work on that.
It's very good.
Yeah.
It's very reflection. And that reflection happens after the program finishes. You lie down and then you talk about this. And then another point, and I'll just be on the same point of erection. And erection is very important to me because it has to, some men are taking aphrodisiacs.
Yes.
So we go back to aphrodisiac again. When they think that the erection, first of all, is not being achieved. And then some are achieving the erection, but they think that they need some form of enhancement or support that will help them to maintain that little erection they've got. So that is also another thing. So it is about achieving it and being able to maintain it.
Yeah.
And over what period of time? Question. It depends on the two of you. You see, some people think that they do 30 minutes, and I wonder how. I wonder how they manage to do, unless if you have actually got a clock or a time where both of you are watching it and checking every minute. Otherwise, I don't know how, unless, you see, so that's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes we don't realize that we don't do so much as we think we do. So it all comes down to the couple. Whatever it is that you understand about these things, you need to understand what sexual dysfunction actually, and also the whole act actually means to you. So it comes down to the couple again. 5 minutes, is it okay for you? 10 minutes, is it okay for you? You talk about these things, and then that's it. It's just an individual thing. It is not just something that has to be a standard that every man have to be able to meet. It is not just a standard that, well, you must be able to meet a 10-minute standard before a man can say, well, I've done very well. You see, some women don't even mind if you can do less than 5 minutes. So it also depends on what expectation that your partner also places on you regarding how long you should be able to maintain the activity. It all comes down to that. Some men are buying medicines because they are hearing from their friends that, oh, I could do 30 minutes to 1 hour. And I can go on and on and on without any interruption because I've got the ability to go on and on and on. So they hear it from people and they always want to go out there and find something to support them. If you know yourself and you know that 5 minutes is good for you, and your partner is very happy with that 5 minutes, or even 3 minutes, or whatever it is. But then again, we normally say that there is a sexual dysfunction where and when somebody is unable to sort of maintain erection and maintain the activity for over, let's say, 5 minutes. You see? So we say that, of course, if you are not able to do this for about 5 minutes or slightly more than that, then of course you are not doing very well.
Now, doctor, one thing I wanted to find out, is it treatable, and are there any medications that can help to sustain the penis, especially if it's one that is a bit not working or functioning properly?
Yeah, if a man is not able to achieve erection, or unable to achieve, maintain it over a certain period, like I said, 5 minutes or slightly above it, then of course they have a problem, because 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes is just below, and the target, how, or the standard or whatever it is.
So how can one treat it then?
Now, the treatment, you see, first of all, you have to be able to treat this if you know the cause of it. If someone comes to Dr. Egan and tells me that I have this erection, and most men actually have erection problems, erectile dysfunction. So if you tell me that, oh, I have erectile dysfunction, of course, I will have to explain to you the biology of erectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
And I know part of the problem comes actually from the function of the heart. So if the cardiac function is fine, and there are no blockages, that is, if you don't have any problems with vascular health. So the blood vessels should be able to allow blood flow. Nitric oxide and other activities, there has to be some good activities within the vessels, because even if the heart is functioning well and the blood vessels have a problem, the transmission or the transfer of blood and the net nutrients that are needed to cause erection to occur may not be there, because you cannot actually send them into the penis to allow this the intumescence to occur. So what I would ask, or I will have to sort of assess, is whether the heart is functioning well.
Right.
So all the men that are watching this program, we are getting to the serious bit of the pathology or the health aspect, where men do have these problems and don't even have an idea that they have it. So first of all, instead of resorting to buying things, because for nowadays, everywhere you pass, there is something being sold.
Online
in Ghana,
and all of that.
And in Ghana, it's even very common. In Africa, in general, and in Ghana in particular, you see people peddling these things on the streets. That's very dangerous.
Right.
And first, you need to understand why you have the problem.
Okay.
If you are a man watching this program and you are suffering from erection problems, ejaculatory problems, and also penile, the penis itself may even have a problem. You see, so if you are having problems with the anatomy of your penis and the physiology, the functional aspect of the penis, of course, it is a big issue. Now, instead of going to buy any herb or any booze or anything, tablets, capsule, anything to start getting some enhancement, please, first of all, see a physician or someone to examine you. Maybe your heart is not functioning well. Maybe your blood vessels are blocked due to cholesterol problems. Because high cholesterol can cause things like lipid peroxidation, which can block even the inner diameters of your blood vessels. The arteries, the veins, the capillaries, because these are the tiny ones that carry this information of blood into your penis. So if all these things are okay, then we are going to look at the brain aspect. Do you have psychological problems? Any mental problems? depression, because depression can
Yeah.
affect sexual function. Depression, anxiety, like I mentioned before.
Yeah.
The man knows that, oh, me, dear, I know I can only do 3 minutes.
1
or-
minute, man.
Or 1 minute, or, and then she also wants about 10 minutes.
Oh,
How can I
dear.
fulfill this?
Oh, dear.
So that is a lot of worry
Yeah.
for the man to be able to do that. So yes, we have to understand the anatomy and the pathology behind the issue
Yeah.
before we can be able to tell the gentleman that, look, don't buy this medication. What you have to do is to work on your heart, work on your mind,
Yeah.
work on your diabetes,
Yeah.
work on your hypertension or any other cardiovascular or metabolic problems you have. If you are doing all these things and searching, because you need to search, it is not just an ordinary simple problem of just saying that, well, I did it about 5 years ago, or when I was at the age of 20, 25, 30, I was going about 2 or 3 rounds, and now I don't understand why. Maybe because of, you don't have to just guess these things. You need to seek help.
Amazing.
Go out there and ask the doctor, somebody who has knowledge like Dr. Egan. I do these things
Yeah.
a lot. I've been working on these things, fertility, reproductive biology issues, and sexual functioning. I've been like one of those.
Which
who
is
can
where what
really
I was
give you
going
the
to
answers.
ask you
Exactly.
finally. That where can people contact you? How can people contact you?
Contact me, yes. I'm located at the High Street in Lewisham.
Okay.
So when you come, because you normally have to book an appointment to see Dr. Egan, I'm very busy. I'm all over the place doing so many different things. So you have to book an appointment. The number to contact me on is 079 04 603 418. So it's 079 04 603 418. We do give our emails sometimes, but for the time being, I think
You
we'll stick
withhold
with the
it.
number.
Amazing.
The same number has my WhatsApp details. Oh, wow. You can reach me on WhatsApp, sorry.
As well.
So you can reach me on WhatsApp through that line. We want our people, we want everybody to be well. You see, being healthy simply means you need to be completely well physically,
Yes.
emotionally, psychologically, and even spiritually.
Amazing.
You need to be able to maintain health, to be able to function
Thank
in
you.
bed and in everywhere aspect of your life. We thank you for
Amazing.
watching us, because sexual functioning, please, do not go out there and buy anything. I'm very worried about that.
Yeah.
Aphrodisiacs, of course, we know them, but they can only fulfill one aspect of the program.
Okay.
If only they even work at all, then
That's
they
amazing.
can probably give you some erection. How about the rest? Do you have the desire? Do you have the excitement? Do you even get to plateau? Do you get proper ejaculation? And last but not the least, are you resolving it? Because there's a point where we say you have reached your resolution. Sex is a very important thing. It's a very important aspect of human lives. So after one function, lie down. That is the resolution period, refractory period. Lie down, ask your partner, how did it go? What should I do next time? And then waiting for the erection to occur again if you want to have another round.
Wow, that's amazing. Like I always say to you, we bring you educative information. It's entertaining, but then we inform you as well. So as Dr. Egan gave you the number, if you have a problem, do not feel shy. Just make sure that you pick up that phone number and give him that call. It is obviously a one-to-one consultation, so there will be nobody there, so you can just go on and then pour your heart out. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in to Heart Chat Show. Thank you for supporting. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you have a topic, don't forget to email us on hearttoheartchatshow@gmail.com. We will come your way sometime very soon again. Thank you. Bye for now.
Heart to heart, soul to soul. Let's speak our mind.